bitter custody battle that could land the father of a 3-year-old in jail. The Chicago man faces criminal charges today for taking his daughter to church. It sounds like a simple father-daughter activity, but in this case, the father was violating court orders not to expose the toddler to any religion other than Judaism. Chris Comer's here with this exclusive interview, Chris.
It is an ugly situation, George. Now, Joseph Reyes says he just wanted to expose his daughter to Catholicism. That's his religion. But his estranged wife, who says they agreed to raise their child according to Judaism, sees his actions as an attempt to provoke her during their already contentious split. She wouldn't talk to us, but her attorney did, and I sat down with Reyes to try to find out if this is an issue of religious freedom or sour grapes. Most of the faithful go to church in search of serenity and community. But what about going to church to break the law? When Joseph Reyes took his daughter to church last month, he did exactly that. What does your daughter mean to you?
Everything. She's the nucleus of everything I do.
This was just something that he knew was going to have a negative effect on Mom, and I think that's why he did it.
A bitter divorce battle playing out in Chicago is pushing the boundaries on child custody arrangements. What faith to raise a child? Reyes, who served in Afghanistan and is a law student, is facing up to 6 months in jail for defying an order forbidding him from taking his child to church. Married to Rebecca in 2004, Joseph converted to Judaism to make her family happy.
It wasn't a voluntary decision. I did it because, one, my mother and father-in-law would not accept me in any other way. And two, because they would not accept me, it was putting a lot of burden on the marriage.
Hola, Daddy.
But the marriage couldn't be saved, and eventually his estranged wife got custody of their daughter. Now 3, their daughter was going to a Jewish preschool and, according to Rebecca's attorney, was being raised Jewish. But Joseph, who says he never stopped practicing Catholicism, decided to have her baptized without discussing it with Rebecca.
I sent her pictures and I sent her an email.
How did Rebecca react when you told her that you had baptized your child?
She responded in kind with a motion for a temporary restraining order.
In what some are calling an extraordinary court order, a family court judge imposed a 30-day temporary restraining order forbidding Joseph from exposing his daughter to any other religion other than the Jewish religion during his visitation.
She was shocked. I mean, number one, it wasn't just the religious thing per se. It was just the idea that he would suddenly, out of nowhere, without any discussion, having never gone to church, have the little girl baptized. I mean, she looked at it as basically an assault on her little girl.
Joseph says he just wants to share his faith with his daughter, something experts say is usually allowed in divorce.
A parent who has visitation rights does have the right to expose the child to his religious beliefs, to teach the child his religion, to take the child to his religious services, unless there seems to be likely psychological or physical harm stemming from that exposure.
But instead of waiting the 30 days ordered by the court, Joseph called a local TV station to watch him take his daughter to church again.
I'm taking her to hear the teachings of perhaps the most prominent Jewish rabbi in the history of this great planet of ours.
But this time, Rebecca asked the judge to hold him in contempt of court for an act she felt posed harm to the child. And the same judge who made it illegal for Joseph to take his daughter to church could today decide to hold Joseph in contempt, a crime that carries up to 6 months in jail. Joseph claims he didn't break any rules.
Going to church, I don't think, violated the order.
Why not?
Based on the information that I was given, Catholicism falls right under the umbrella of Judaism.
Do you think you're making it better by what you did, flouting the order and calling in the media?
I don't think that helped to basically end the conflict. I've made every concession that I possibly can make for Rebecca, and I have to draw the line in the sand somewhere. And this is where I choose to draw it. My faith means a lot to me.
His wife's attorney sees it as something else.
I think he just was trying to exert some power. I don't think, we never knew him to be a particularly religious man, and certainly not someone who was a devout Christian.
Later today, Joseph Reyes will find out if his decision to put faith first will land him in jail.
The only thing that I want to be able to do is be a great dad to my daughter.
Well, this is a thorny one. I don't know how far he's going to get with that argument that Catholicism is part of Judaism, but what is Joseph's best legal argument here?
His best argument is harm. that taking his kid to church did no harm to the child. And that's a legitimate way to go after this restraining order. The religion argument, he's going to play on the judge's inability to define religion. But I don't know that he's going to get a lot of purchase.
And his lawyer is also going to file a challenge against the judge?
He is. They're going to say that because the original judge in this case was Jewish, he was biased. They're going to try to have him removed by right. If they can't, they will file a motion today when the judge is supposed to decide to have that judge removed because he had a bias against Catholics.
Okay, Chris Cuomo, thanks very much. Well, we want to know what you think about this story. Weigh in on our shout-out board at abcnews.com.